Ever since the start of the pandemic, I've seen a big uptick in the amount of wannabe gangsters or thugs that I've seen online or even in person. And honestly, during the pandemic, maybe there was some sort of excuse because people were just so bored. But the only issue with that is it's still happening, and I also just don't see the appeal of pretending to be a thug. Like, obviously there's some people who are just born into that life and have no other choice but to join like a gang, and I'm not talking about those people because that's actually kind of understandable. I'm talking about like Jimothy from the suburbs who thinks they're a thug because they listen to King Von twice on their way to school. And as I said earlier, I've seen this behavior both online and in person, and in my opinion, I don't think it's that bad if one roleplays being a thug online, as long as you don't like threaten the cartel or like a gang around you, because that would just be flat out stupid. But other than that, there's not actually that much harm that can come from it if you do it online. But the problem is when you start pretending to be a thug in real life. And if you pretend to be a thug in real life, one of three things is gonna happen to you. The first one being the person you're trying to harass like fucking snaps and whips you, or worse. Or the second one being that you catch some time and probably instantly fold too, because you're just not cut out for that life. And the third one being that you catch some time and then get put in some YouTube fucking documentary, and then you have like Kai Cenat or someone reacting to your ass.
Times get all real.
God damn, that nigga spoke quick.
Some part of this tirade must have made an impression, because at long last, Rob shared his version of events.
And that's your legacy. Like, why the fuck would you want your legacy to be a Kai Cenat reaction video? And you'd think with the amount of like YouTube crime documentaries or body cam videos online that this might sway people away from wanting to be a wannabe gangster or thug. But in reality, at least from my experience, I've seen more and more people basically auditioning to be on the next fucking body cam video, and it just doesn't make sense to me at all. And what even makes less sense to me is most of the people that I see doing this shit are actually decently well off. Like, they're not Jeff Bezos or anything, but they are not poor by any means. Like, at my school, there's a good chunk of people who basically want to be thugs, and I go to a relatively wealthy school in these suburbs, so there is absolutely no reason that any of these fools should be trying to pretend that their life has been tough. And because of the lack of hardship or pressure in any of these fools' lives, it makes it so they kind of snap like a piece of paper the second anyone they're pressing either doesn't back away, or even worse for them, presses them back. And an example of this is at my school, one of these wannabe thugs tried pressing me, and I didn't even really do anything. And by that I mean, like, I didn't back away, but I also didn't press them back. Like, I was kind of just thinking, what the hell is this kid doing? Because they weren't threatening. Like, they were like 2 feet shorter than me, and they were fat as shit, so they just weren't threatening at all. And because I didn't back away, this kid got all scared because they didn't think past step 1. Like, I was supposed to run, and after that, they didn't know what the fuck to do. Their plan went to shit, and they probably had some gears turning in their head, and it was like, oh shit, who's gonna win? The person that's 2 feet taller than the tubby kid, or the tubby kid? Like, obviously the person who's bigger than you. And then they just fucking ran away. Like, if you're gonna talk big game, you at least have to back it up in some way, shape, or form. And the worst part about it is this disease can affect any person you know, even if you don't think they'd want to become a thug. Because I have a good friend who we used to call Fortnite Kid, because in the kindest way possible, they had no life and played Fortnite all day. And then one day they just randomly came to the conclusion that they were a fucking gangster now. And honestly, I don't understand how you just come to that conclusion in one day, but you do you, man. Anyways, the switch up on this kid was insane, because they started talking about how they were poor and they grew up with a bunch of hardship. And granted, I've known this kid since 2nd grade and know goddamn well that his family is wealthy as shit. Like, let's put it like this, he ain't gonna need to pay for fucking college. Like, he tried telling me that his school is fucking ghetto as fuck, and I search up his school, right? Turns out it is a $30,000 a year tuition high school. Like, that shit is not ghetto as fuck. And when I brought up this point, he tried telling me that every person in the school was a thug who just had a scholarship. Like, that just doesn't make fucking sense to me. And the weirdest part about this to me is that this kid has been repping this shit for over a year now, and every time I hang out with him and other people that are not from the city and also don't know that he's from this city, he for some reason has to bring up that, one, I am from this city, and two, I go to insert slightly above average high school, but he conveniently leaves out that he is also from the city, but also in a nicer spot in the city, and two, that he goes to a way above average high school, and he says this shit like it's a fucking diss or a dig or something. And I'm just thinking, why the fuck would it be a diss that I live in a nicer fucking area? That doesn't even make any sense. Like, since when was having money a fucking bad thing?